where to begin? What a crazy scene that was on Friday morning, starting with the very, very unfortunate circumstance with John Mills, the tournament vendor, but then seeing Scottie Scheffler in handcuffs to a situation completely unrelated to that one in itself. Mark, for you, what was your perspective on everything that went down with Scheffler on Friday morning?
I love Dave Duvall's comments in that package, Adam. If there was one professional athlete at the top of their sport in the world of sports, this would be the last guy you would anticipate having a problem with the law and authority. And I think right now I'm just more confused than anything else. I mean, on Friday, he's running on adrenaline and he gets to the golf course and he's so pumped up and it's just running through his veins that everything's a blur and he's able to go out there and perform because I think the solitude of being inside the ropes and just the energy running through his veins kind of carries him through the rest of the day. It's that Saturday round where I think the reality Friday night and Saturday morning of speaking with your wife, talking to your lawyers, realizing the 24 hours you've just been through, Ted Scott not there on the bag. That's what kind of just landed on that Saturday. I'm so confused of where we are right now. The police report is reads completely opposite to eyewitness accounts, to Scottie Scheffler's account, to any video footage we've seen. More questions than answers. I do believe this, guys. I firmly believe that if none of this happens on Friday, I'm not saying Scottie Scheffler is going to win this championship. 21 under par is an amazing performance by Xander Schauffele. But there is no way, absolutely no way, that we don't come down Sunday afternoon and Scheffler's a part of this story alongside DeChambeau, Hovland, Xander. There would have been a fourth name in that movie, and it would have been Scottie Scheffler.
Now, Bob, you've covered this game for quite a long time. You've been to so many different majors, and you've seen a lot of different circumstances happen. But in your mind, just how crazy was this whole situation in seeing Scottie Scheffler's mugshot and in handcuffs, too?
Yeah, I mean, there have been a few situations over my career where your jaw drops, notably a couple of them with Tiger Woods, but they weren't during the middle of a tournament. Tiger Woods' car crash came after Genesis was over, his arrest for impaired driving. I mean, there's been a few with Tiger over the years, but this one, to happen in the middle of the tournament, to Scottie Scheffler, as Mark says, the last guy you would think would be doing anything untoward, and just to me, it's the most bizarre thing. The fact that he got back in time to play and birdie the first hole that he played was really something bizarre. That's the only word I can think of.
And we have to commend to Jeff Darlington from ESPN. That coverage that was live on ESPN and TSN here in Canada, waiting to see if Scottie Scheffler was going to arrive at the golf course. Have to commend them because that was live TV really at its finest because things were happening so quickly. So the big question now, from a legal perspective, Bob, what's next?
Well, here's what happened. There was supposed to be an arraignment on Tuesday. That was put off, and there was a rather heated discussion between the Crown Attorney and Scottie Scheffler's lawyer, a guy by the name of Steve Romines, who's a very high-profile lawyer in Louisville, and they argued a little bit back and forth about moving the date of the arraignment to coincide to make it a little easier for Scottie Scheffler. They finally agreed to it, and this is something that happens all the time, by the way. They reschedule these hearings frequently. It wasn't sort of something that we gave him because he was Scottie Scheffler, but it's going to be June 2nd, and there is a thought that it may be remote, that Scottie Scheffler may not have to actually be in the courtroom for the arraignment. The big piece of news, though, that came out, and it was sort of a rumor, I guess, was that the charges were going to be dropped. Now, Scottie Scheffler's lawyer, Stevie Romines, has said the charges are not going to be dropped. So you've got the police account, as Mark said. You've got Scottie's lawyer's account of the two situations. They are vastly different. One of them is going to be right, obviously, at the end of it, and we'll see what happens when June 2nd rolls around as to the date for the trial, if they do indeed go ahead.
It's one of the craziest things we'll ever see in any, not only a golf tournament, any sporting event, period.